our next one is, if salvation was truly free, wouldn't we keep on sinning?
Great. Many of you will know this. Christians say that our good works can't save us, and that we are saved only by accepting the life and the death and the resurrection of Jesus in our place. Salvation, in other words, is a gift. It is something that is undeservedly given. Christians use the word grace to talk about this. Salvation is of grace. It is a free gift from God, undeservedly given, not earned. And so sometimes people say something like that. Okay, fine. So that's what you're saying. If that was true, wouldn't it give you a blank check or a free pass? Because you're saying judgment for sin has already been taken, past, present, and future. And so surely it wouldn't matter how you live now. You can do anything, and you can go, it's covered. Now that's a question that people ask. And sometimes when people ask this question, I think that they are trying to protect God's honor, which sounds good. And perhaps they see through the hypocrisy of people who confess one thing and then live it out in another way. Is that you? People who might cover it all by saying, it's grace, baby, I'm covered by grace. It doesn't matter how I live. On the other hand, most times when this question is asked, it's asked because people are grappling with the scandal that grace is. The scandal that we can be saved, and it's because of God's goodness to us, not us earning it before God. But when you fully understand this salvation freely given to us, then you also understand that there is no possibility of a blank check mentality. See, the blank check mentality, I can do whatever I want now, is only an issue if salvation in Jesus is only a legal transaction. So it's only an issue if what's going on here is just a legal transaction. So I'm a sinner under judgment. This judgment has been taken. Now I'm scot-free to go and do whatever it is I want to do. But friends, far greater, what's going on is the formation, listen carefully here, is the formation of a relational commitment. There is a legal transaction, but it leads into this far greater relational commitment. See, through trusting in Jesus, we are adopted into His family. His dad becomes our dad. And at the end of the day, you can even think about this, at the end of the day, the adoption process, the end goal of that is not to have a piece of paper that you can wave in your hands and then you can use it to just go and do whatever it is that you want. That's not the point of it. No, what's the point of it? Adoption. You're being brought into this family. The point is that you now get to enjoy being a part of this family and living like you belong to this family, which you are. Because your position is secured at every point by what your big brother Jesus did to bring you into His family. You see, think about it. If we take that blank check mentality and we place it in that context that I've just described, well, you think, does being in a secure relationship make you more or less likely to sin? You think, just think, that kind of context, secure relationship, does it make you more or less likely to sin? Come on, I would encourage you to see that it doesn't make you more likely to sin. It makes you less likely to sin. Because if you have a father who loves you deeply, then it makes you less likely to sin. Because you know, when He looks at you, He smiles at you with delight. And you want to please Him. Now, many of you, in particular if you're a Christian, will know that even if we are in this relationship, we still sin. We still struggle with sin. And we often do it when we forget who it is that we have been made. But what next? Will we enjoy that sin? Surely not. No, what we'll do is we will we'll come running back into our daddy's arms and we'll say, Papa, I messed up. Please forgive me. And please won't you help me to continue to change? Of course, my child. Do you see? The secure relationship makes you less likely to run back to your sin, and it makes you less likely to run after sin. Unconditional love changes and transforms us. And even here we know if we're trusting in Jesus, He has given us His Spirit to continue working to change and transform us so we are more and more in the image of Jesus, closer to what it looks like to know our Father. Unconditional love changes and transforms us. Conditional love doesn't. If instead you're under a person or a God whose love is based on how well you are doing, well then not only is that frightfully insecure and leaves you restless in your need to earn, but it also leaves you scheming. Maybe he isn't watching and I can quickly do this thing. Or maybe I'll do this bad thing, but then I'll make sure that I'm able to kind of up the goodness on this side and overcome this bad that I've done. Friends, there is no blank check in Christianity. There is only a deeply restored relationship that is then lived out.